Hello, gamers.
Hello, hello.
Hello, gamer. How are you doing?
Hello, Mr. Gamer. I'm doing pretty good. Getting ready to watch some banger Starcraft with the most handsome nerd on the planet. Feels good.
Who's that? Where's Artosis? I haven't seen him yet. Is he coming?
So sad he's not, no.
Alright. But you're here, Gemini mate. Welcome, good evening. Obviously we're going to be somewhat serious, but obviously not too serious. Big Brain Bouts is about fun. My channel is about having fun. We're not going to try to go overly, don't say this or that. How are you doing, matey? What do you want to talk about first? Do you want to start the games immediately and then talk about all things Protoss, or would you like to talk about all things Protoss before we start the first game?
Yeah, we can just, I guess we can just quickly mention what it is and then we can hop into the first game.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you first off for doing this little collab here with the All Things Protoss server. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we have a server over in All Things Protoss on the Discord server, and in the last couple of years, we've been doing this super cool thing called the All Things Protoss Team League, where it basically kind of takes some format from the World Team League and stuff like that. But it's a big community team league, so it's been super fun. We did 3 seasons already, and we're going into our 4th new like kind of revamped like whole circuit season this year. It's going to be pretty sick. But yeah, it's like it's a community league for a bunch of people that are generally below 6k MMR. If you're above 6k, then we kind of make you off race just to make it, you know, so we're not just having a bunch of pros play and stuff like that. It's supposed to be more for the community and whatnot. So yeah, the way we do it, we like split it up between a couple different pools of MMR. We have like the captains, and then pool 1, 2, 3, and 4, all with different MMR ranges, going down even like to like 3k MMR or whatever. So even if you're not like a super high MMR player or anything, you can play in the community league, and it's been super fun. So many memes have been spawned. You know, many of the Magnath Pool 3 memes as well, I think, which is very fun. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a very fun little community team league we've been doing, and we're kind of happy to do a little collab here with the BBB.
And for clarity, All Things Protoss does not mean you have to be Protoss, right?
That too, yes, that's a good point. I always kind of forget to mention that. Yeah, it is not a community league of only Protoss players. It's not literally PvP the entire time. That would be the worst thing to watch. So yeah, we do have a lot of Terran and Zerg as well, actually. It's usually like a 60% Protoss and then like 20-20 each of Terran Zerg. So it's still a lot of Protoss, obviously, but it still gives you a lot of other matchups as well. We've had times where there's been like one Protoss in a match. It's like ZVZ, ZVZ, TVZ, and we're just like, what? And then like the Protoss comes for the ace or something, and that's it. So,
How long have you been involved
everything
with All Things Protoss?
Well, I've been involved with it for almost its entirety of its existence. I mean, we like some people started it like years ago, and then I kind of joined in maybe in like 2014, 2013, something like that. On the subreddit is where it originated, and then the Discord started. Well, like once Discord was made, I like made the Discord version of it in like 2016, I think. Yeah, it's been like that the entire time since. So the community's been growing strong. It's been super fun doing these little leagues, and yeah, it's pretty cool that we've been able to get so many people playing. It's super tight knit. Like everyone wants to play. Like the signups for this time, it literally filled up 60 players in 20 minutes. Which is like crazy. No one even expected it to get that many players so fast. So yeah, everyone's really excited about it. It's like it's just been really cool.
And you have to disappoint a couple nerds, right? Because not everybody can play. You have to be picked.
Yeah, it's just first serve, first come first serve, and we do it where you need to have a certain amount of games played in the last couple of weeks just to confirm your MMR and stuff like that, just to make sure, because we separate everything based on the MMRs for the different pools or whatever. So to be able to keep everything nice and fair, so that people aren't just getting stomped and whatnot. That's how we do it. But yeah, it's basically first come first serve. So 60 players, 5 for a team, so 12 teams, 2 groups, and then they battle it out, go through a playoff bracket and all that stuff. So yeah,
I think it's awesome, mate. Community Starcraft is obviously what is ultimately going to keep this game alive, because as much as we love the big fancy pro events, it's not all about that. You're gonna need something outside of the pro scene as well, and I think you guys have obviously done a really cool thing for a long time, and clearly is very appreciated by all the nerds. Otherwise, you wouldn't get so many eager nerds to sign up. And I think in a way, it is somewhat similar to the Big Brain Bouts, right? Where you guys also try to get very competitive, evenly MMR matches, where it may not always be the best, but it's not about that. It's about it being fun.
Yeah.
It's about it being competitive. So I think in that way, this little collab one-off makes perfect sense, because it is basically all things Protoss, but then a slightly different twist on things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely try to get everything all nice and even. I mean, we even have an off-race rule where if the MMRs are too big in a certain pool, then we make them off-race, so that way it's still as even as possible. So we try to get all the games to be fun and not make it super serious all the time.
I love it, mate. Let's go ahead and introduce these players, and then I'm sure you can tell me a little more about them, because the final 6 I'm quite familiar with. Apparently, I've met one of these handsome men in Dallas last year, but I remember faces, but I don't necessarily remember names or nicknames. And if they never tell me their nickname, it's impossible for me to guess that you were that guy from Twitch yet if nobody told me that, right? In the top right side, I do know that he's around 3,400 MMR, representing the Platinum Heroes in American Protoss. Not Holy Squid, not Bully, it's Takuah.
And on the bottom left, playing... I actually forget. I think he's Finnish. Is he Finnish?
He's Finnish.
Yes, nice. I don't remember the countries of all my players either. But yes, he is on the bottom left playing as the Red Terran. It is Reevou.
All right, so we went for one proper community match. Very cool opportunity for these guys. Around 3,400 MMR, play for a couple buckies. What can you tell me about them? Is there anything you know stylistically? Like, what do they like to do? Are they known for something, meme-wise?
Takuah, I would say, is a pretty stock standard player. He tries to play some normal stuff. Doesn't like to go too off the wall, although maybe his version of standard might be different from what some of you guys might think is standard, but he generally tries to play some macro games. He's not trying to do some crazy all-ins or, you know, really super cheesy stuff. We've got plenty of players that like to do that, but not quite Takuah. And Reevou also, I think, is also pretty much the same. He's generally trying to get an expansion up. He's not trying to go any proxies or anything. He's these guys are both pretty stock standard, so it should be a pretty interesting match in that regard. Should be some good little 3K action in the macro games for sure.
I'm excited. I mean, some of my favorite matches in BBB history have been the opening matches. Once in a while, there's J Money delivering the fireworks. I mean, you've played a couple times too. You're obviously a pretty good player yourself. When do we get to see Gemini again, mate? Are you always available, always down?
Lately not as much, just because I've been I've been on the Counter-Strike grind just a little bit, but
no.
yeah,
All things Dust 2
know.
over here. What is happening? Swap this man out. Give me Bully.
Yeah, I know. But no, I'll probably start playing again now that we got the league going and everything. So the passion to ladder will come back just a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I could always play again. I do enjoy playing in the BBB. The Mothership Rush last time was very fun.
Do you play CS with Coco and stuff, or a different crew?
No, some of the people that live out here in Korea, just because the ping to other servers would be too much for me.
Last, before we dive into this action, as it is a bit of a standard opening, Blink is on a depth die. It's Clock Banshees on the side of Reevou. Honestly, everything looks alright so far. It actually looks quite clean. I don't even think that the bases look ridiculous. If I didn't know anything better, I'd say these guys are proper gamers. But why Counter-Strike and not Deadlock, Gemini? Why?
I did play a little bit of Deadlock when it came out. And I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why, but I had the impression that it was I knew there was supposed to be a MOBA. But like a MOBA-like game, but I for some reason thought that it was supposed to be like a shorter version, like the games would just be a little bit more short for some reason. And then like I started playing it, and like every game I played was like 50 minutes long. And I was like, oh, it's like actually just a MOBA still. It's like, okay, I don't want to play this anymore.
But Counter-Strike takes a while too, no? Like if you have a full set.
Yeah, but it's you also have like the individual rounds. Like each individual round kind of breaks it up where you'll die one round and then you have like a minute or so like kind of waiting for the next one. But even just the fact that they are split up like that just makes it feel like it's not so much of a long game, whereas MOBAs, I feel like I'm just kind of on a slogfest. I don't know.
I mean, if you play Deadlock like Pi, mate, you're also often dead for a minute. Especially like the longer the game goes on. Like in the beginning, you revive rather quickly, but after a while, it goes on. Anyway, all right. It's great to hear about your other gaming passions, mate. It's obviously important to have fun outside of StarCraft as well. We've got a Marine SCV tank move out. A Banshee is waiting in the shadows. No shield battery in the main, and the Banshee has cloak. Only one observer. That observer is in the center of the map. So this Banshee in the main is gonna slap. But is everything... Oh, that pylon, by the way, Gemini. If that pylon falls, Takuah is in so much trouble.
Oh my god, we talked about Artosis, and it looks like he's actually finally arrived. Excellent work here by Reevou to get that pylon. So much stuff unpowered at the front. The Banshee in the main did get killed, but I don't think that's going to matter too much here, as the second Banshee... Oh, actually, the Observer's back, so that will be able to kill off that for now.
How
There's
does that
nothing
Banshee
on these
die in the
Marines.
main? It should have never died. There was only one up.
Oh, he didn't cloak it. He just missed it.
That is most certainly a play. Now, the other Banshee was cloaked, and it does get picked up, but the Robo is taking a lot of damage, because the new pylon that he built was so far in the back that it didn't initially. Why doesn't he gun down the Robo? If he doesn't kill the Robo, oh, if the Colossus comes out, it could still get so bad. Colossus, oh my goodness, the scenes.
Oh, that's brutal. I couldn't believe that was actually about to get out with the pro pull and everything. There's no focus on it. Unfortunately, this Banshee is detected for Reevou, but it doesn't really matter because there's not too many Stalkers to even shoot at it anymore. And this tank as well is still alive, just shooting itself over into the natural. And there we go. Reevou will be able to take our first game.
So yeah, he's obviously kind of dead here, don't get me wrong. But in a weird way, I also don't think he's dead yet. Because he's got 1,700 minerals in the bank. Like, if you start chrono boosting out 3 probes at a time, all that he needs is a few more Stalkers. But I guess the biggest problem is that he only has 2 Stalkers and only 1 functioning gate. But this is actually one of these games where I would say if you let me take over, and I'll warp in 2 Stalkers, I clean it up. There's no stim, no +1, no real immediate follow-up on the side of the Terran, and you still have 3 bases. Like, with that, if you have 0 minerals here, I think you're mega dead. But with the 1,700 minerals, in a weird way, I kind of like to see if we can kill that final tank and that final Banshee.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very curious what happens as well if that Colossus just gets out. It was so very close.
Yeah, it's
so very close if that could get out.
It would have been nice if he
either had...
Yeah, sorry. It would have been nice if he either had a second pylon to... Like backup pylon, right? The tasteless pylon to the Artosis pylon. Or when that first pylon did go down, if he would have been able to rebuild it, where it would have repowered the gates and the Robo. Now it was so far back that it didn't really repower anything.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for Takuah, but I think that build maybe just kind of caught him off guard a little bit. So perhaps the next game he can be just a bit more prepared, get a nice little faster scout off perhaps, and be more prepared if that does kind of come out again. That's a little bit aggressive, to be honest, from Reevou. Not exactly what I was expecting from him in the series.
It would have been even better, but like I think it would have been impossible to deal with if he would have cloaked that first Banshee that did go into the main. Because that did a really good job in sneaking to the other side of the map undetected. If he cloaks it, there's no battery, no observer in location, then it becomes like an impossible hold pretty much with how late Takuah really put everything together. Fun start, but seems like these guys are indeed going to be very competitive with each other. It shouldn't be a 3-0, Gemini.
I would hope not. There is actually a little bit of a meme here with Takuah. We do have a nickname for him over in All Things Protoss, which is called Smurfkuah, because there's a certain community member that did try to out him for smurfing when he just had a bad ladder day one day. So and then he ended up coming into the All Things Protoss Team League. We actually subbed him in Season 1, I think, because someone had to drop out, so we subbed him in kind of at like last minute. It's like playoffs. And then he like kind of just clinched the win for the team with that sub in, and so people are like, oh my god, like they're obviously then joking about him being a Smurf to play off of the other thing or whatever. And then after that, in the other seasons, he also kind of blows through his pool as well. In fact, the only person to beat him or take a map off him last season was Reevou. Okay. So that's actually why we're even having these two players really play against each other in the first place. They're kind of like the pool 4 gods essentially of the lower level. So yeah, Smurfkuah over here unfortunately is seems like he's trying to beat the allegations a little bit at the beginning.
So basically what you're saying is that Magnet is one bad ladder session away from being in the same pool as Reevou and Takuah.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Alright, maybe we gotta snipe Magnet a little bit. I'd love to see Magnet duke it out in pool 4 instead of 3.
That would be a sight. The memes would definitely go hard. We would never let him see the end of that.
We just need to get like 10 nerds together in a basement. We all have 3 different accounts, and then whenever we know Magnus is laddering, we just queue him one by one. Completely crush his spirit.
You are pool 4.
Oh, poor Magnus. He would never recover. He would lose all joy.
That's so funny.
How's everything else going in Korea, mate? Because it's been a little while that I had an opportunity to hear from you, talk to you. It's obviously been, like, I know that you have a regular job. You're a teacher still, right? Is that correct?
That is true, yes. I still do teach English as a normal day job and doing Starcraft and other things on the side whenever I have time.
Yeah, but you've obviously been very involved in the Starcraft 2 community for a long time, and you've even done stuff like the GSL. So for you too, it's been a bit of an odd period. How have the last 6-7 months been for you? Just same as before, or would you say like, nah, it does feel different. It is different.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, of course, just because everything is all up in limbo. We all don't really know what's happening, so it's kind of hard sometimes to be super, like, into everything, just because it feels like, I don't know, nothing's really coming up or whatever. So, I still obviously keep tabs with absolutely everything. I always open Sal's stream or whatever in the morning. I'm always looking at Wardies, the tournaments at night. Playing ladder here and there when I'm not on my CS grind, but yeah, I mean, it's still, everything's been pretty chill. I'm just kind of letting it all happen, essentially, not trying to overthink it too much and, get psyched out or anything. So it's kind of chilling, just enjoying Korea for what it is while I'm still here. I still like the country. It's not like I'm only here for StarCraft or anything, so I enjoy living here.
That's awesome. Great to hear. And last question before we can talk a little bit about the Blink opening and the Reaper doing its thing. Did you run into one of the BASILISK members? Because not one, but 2 of my boys right now are over in Korea too. Have you seen any of them?
I did see Trigger a bit ago when he played in we did a little Battle Aces event, me and Tasteless, and he actually won it. So yeah, we saw him there for that. We brought him out for a little victory dinner and everything like that. I have not seen Reynor, though. I do know that he is out here. However, I've not gotten a chance to go out with the boys lately to see anything. So I haven't seen him yet.
Alright, if you do see him, keep an eye on him, okay? I'm not worried about Trigger, but I'm always a little worried about Reynor.
Yeah, for sure. No problem.
Adapt did get picked off. Good job, by the way, by Reevou. Like, legitimately, sometimes people think that I'm like hyping guys up too much because I want to be Mr. Nice Guy. But a lot of what I've seen so far in these first game and a half, if I'm not mega focused, it looks kind of legit. It looks like real StarCraft. Obviously, it was at one point obvious that maybe the MMR is not truly there when we're floating too much money, and some decisions in the heat of the moment were done wrong. But even here, the way he's moving those Marines around, the way he's lifting his depot, it was all kind of clean. Then you zoom in and you see that he only has like 1 guy on his gas, and there were a couple of other SCVs not doing much. But overall, I'm definitely not disappointed by the level that these guys are showing for like 3,400 MMR. I think it's quite good.
Yeah, for sure. Thing is, though, that looks like Reevou is actually going to be going for a very similar build, if not exactly the same build in this game. And Takuah needs to be very careful to make sure that he does keep his observers around to be able to see those cloaked banshees coming and actually be able to detect them when they're actually coming. And this push in the front also needs to get scouted. I would love it if Takuah would have left some unit, either a blink stalker or a probe or just something, over towards the middle of the map, so that way he can actually see that this is coming before it's just right up in his face, because we don't even have a battery planted in the natural. We have nothing really ready. It looks like he's only just seeing this right now.
Yep, and he doesn't have a lot of units. That is an issue. Well, it was an issue last game. It continues to be an issue here. It does warp in 3 extra stalkers. Now, the good thing perhaps here for Takuah is that technically there is no high ground vision until that Banshee shows up. But the Banshee is busy doing its stuff in the main. This time it has cloaked, by the way, where it didn't cloak last game. This time it does. This is a gnarly build by Reevou. Like, this is a build that's good on all levels. And especially if you oh my goodness, I'm so worried about these probes. Will the tank get a good shot off? Yes, it does. At least one of them. No, don't leave so early.
Oh,
why?
no.
Like, yeah, it's scary. But, okay, last game looked... I understand that you're stressed, I understand that you're panicking, but I don't think you're dead. This is way too early, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a couple of things you can do there. Just leave the probes at the natural a little bit. Just make sure they're not getting hit by the tank. Just bring that observer and 2 stalkers up into the main, 3 stalkers, however many. Just hold it out. He wasn't even really at the natural yet either with the tank. The tank was pretty far back. Like, there was really a lot of room to work with there. Just get a battery down right away, chrono out an immortal or something like that. Just wait it out. The thing with some of these games at some of the lower leagues is that the panic just kind of gets to them a little bit too much, and they really just like, oh my god, this is happening here, that's happening there, and it's like, I can't do anything. But if you just kind of take a second, just like breathe for a moment, just recalibrate what's happening, and just be like, oh wait, he's like not actually at my natural with the tank yet. It's like, I guess it's just one Banshee. He's kind of all in with this if he's attacking so early too. So you can always make something work if you just kind of wait it out for just a little bit.
Yeah. Someone said at low levels you can fight this out. Even at a higher level, mate. How many games don't we watch between Clem and Hero where Clem makes a push without stim, without +1? He will get the heading workers. He will take the lead. But if Hero survives on 3 bases, if Hero has Blink and an Observer, then it's his time to have fun. He can go to the other side of the map and he can start picking off a lot of units. Like, unless you're literally down to like 11 probes and the guy has 3 tanks on the other side of the map, there's really no reason to live. There is no reason to leave this game at a high level or low level, medium level. It's like, it's not ideal, and yeah, maybe our life would be a lot easier if we had a battery in the main and a battery in the natural. But even then, all things considered, we really don't have to leave that game. The first one, I understood why he left. I don't think he had to. Like, I'm actually kind of confident that a good Protoss can still turn that into a winning game with the amount of money he was sitting on. But the second one, that's just indeed a panic leave. And that's all right. You know, these things happen. StarCraft is a fun game, a beautiful game, but also a very stressful one. And yeah, sometimes, like you said, it's like a mixture of like anxiety and shock. It just takes over. You're like, okay, I'm so dead. And then you look at it where, you know, you live like, okay, actually, maybe I'm not that dead. What if I just do X, Y, and Z and it becomes a playable game? Like you said, you leave a couple probes in the natural, send an observer over, deal with one thing at a time. Don't try to deal with 2 or 3 fires at a time. Take care of the Banshee, take care of the Marines and the tanks, and life is all good. But it is what it is. Let's hope that Smurf Takuah has just been sandbagging a little bit. First 2 games, you know, he's just putting on a bit of a show. He's like, I know, I watched the Big Brain Bouts. I know Roddy loves his 3-2s. And what better way to start off an all things Protoss celebration night than with a reverse sweep? Yeah.
Oh yeah, just a couple content games, no problem. We just want to make sure we extend this as much as possible. So I'm fully confident that we're gonna see the full force of Smurfkua here in the next couple games.
Talk to me about this map. I have never. Did you hear that sound? Is that a sound for this map? Oh wow.
I don't think I heard anything.
I heard like.
I'm not sure.
No, definitely. This map has very. Is this a Brood War map or something? I hear.
No, this is No, it's an anomaly found. It's made by Omniskeptic, one of the map makers that is relatively active in our Discord server. So we picked 3 different maps from 3 of the different most active map makers that we have to fill in the old maps from the map pool. So this is one of them, anomaly found. It's interesting because I believe this one should have a healing thing somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Although oh yeah, there it is. It's at the bottom left and the top right. There's like a little plus on the minimap.
Yeah, I see.
It's a little healing zone. So if you go in there, then your units get healed up.
That's awesome.
Which is kind of interesting.
By the way, like, I can't believe that you say that you don't hear that. Bully explained it to us. There is lightning. Lightning is charging up and then it hits the mineral patches.
Oh, you know, it might be because I have a certain sound setting turned off, the like environmental or like atmospheric sounds or something like that.
I love that.
Yeah, that one.
Come on, I want to hear those birds. I want to hear those chirping birds everywhere.
The reason I take it off is because in the menu, the Zealot, its side blades has that like white noise like ringing sound or whatever that it has whenever you're on it. I hate that, so I disabled it for that reason.
Yeah, no. The moment that I loaded into the game, it was the first thing I heard. I was like, what? These are not like Starcraft sounds. I'm familiar with all the sounds in this game, and these are not sounds that I'm very familiar with, but makes sense, because I guess we haven't really had any lightning maps over the last few years.
Zeus is in control of this map here, jeez.
Oh, now you mentioned Zeus, I think back of the Mountain King, I think back of Dota. Don't get me started, Gemini. I'm gonna ramble for half an hour.
Uh-oh.
Now we need Zeus in Deadlock. All right, you got me started. I want to see.
Oh god.
Technically, there is 7.
There's a Zeus in CS2 as well. Hold up.
Yeah, the player you mean, right? Like
No,
one
like
of
the
best?
gun.
Oh, there's a gun called Zeus?
Yeah, there's a gun called a Zeus. It's like a it's like a taser. If you're like right next to them, and it's a one-shot kill.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know. But isn't one of the best Counter-Strike players of all time also called Zeus? He played for Virtus
Maybe
Pro
I'm not
or
sure.
Navi.
I'm not actually sure.
Yeah, one of the Eastern European teams, they had a Zeus for sure. I'm not a CS guy, but I know that much.
Yeah, I don't know as much about like the super old stuff. I only started following the scene super hard recently, so yeah, I'm not sure.
You know that Elish or Elish, whatever his name is?
Yeah, Elish, the old SC2 boy.
Yeah,
of
he was
course.
an
He's one of my
NASC2
favorites.
boy.
Yeah, dude, I played against him and stuff like that back when he was really trying to be when we were both trying to be SC2 nerds.
How cool is that?
It's so cool to see him nowadays,
Yeah.
just being like just one of the best, literally like the best NA player in CS. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That guy's just so
star.
good at games.
Proper star as well. That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's like somebody that probably wasn't that well known for his Starcraft skills, but transitioned and not a combination I think a lot of people would often make, where it's like, yeah, you're a good Starcraft player, you probably can be a very good Counter-Strike player as well, but he absolutely made it. Which is a very cool story. Reaper did in the end go down. There is an Adept on the other side of the map. Smurf Takuah. Is he on fire? Is he on fire?
Uh-oh. He's gonna get the SAV as well, and he could even get the second Marine too. This is excellent. This is the Smurf who I was expecting to see here for sure in this game.
He's like,
this
all
Adept
right.
definitely doing good.
Now, by the way, the Scout is already quite good as well. I'd love to see him go up a little bit further so you can actually confirm that it's all three. Because 2-1-1 is a thing against Protoss. Is it good? No. Does it matter? No, not really, because you can always win with any build if the execution is great or you're better than your opponent. So I think confirming that it's a 3-Rex opening would help. The Adept has fallen. Can the Stalker get one more SCV? Yes, but the Bunker does finish up. But hey, we get another SCV, we get another Marine. Smurf Takuah on fire. For the love of everything, by the way, did you guys like forbid this guy to ever build a shield battery? Because if he now just macros and he gets a battery, I feel like this game, it's not over, but it's looking really, really good.
Yeah, that's actually something he actually, yeah, that's a specific thing I remember giving advice to him a long time ago as well, that yes, he just forgets shield batteries for some reason. I'm not sure. It's such a good building. I don't know. It just feels like such a simple thing to be like, yep, nope, I just want to be safe, so boop, just put it down. And yeah, I don't know. He definitely should. I think especially after those last two games, just like, you know, just get those down nice and quickly. Get one in his mineral line, even though he just saw 2 barracks anyway. Just like, all right, just be super safe. I don't want to lose to a Cloak Banshee again. Like, it's definitely a good play to make, especially if you're in a little bit lower MMR than some of the super high pros or anything. Just get a battery. Nice. He's getting one right here. Excellent. That's what I want to see.
Yep, I'd love it. What I would even love more is if he also gets another pylon. Because we've already lost one game that came down to a single pylon. Let's not lose 2 games. But yeah, out of the 3, probably the best start. This is also the one where he's going to get a proper early heads up. Because these move outs, especially if the start wasn't that clean on the side of the Terran, that is going to arrive a little bit later. As long as we spot it, he should see it, right? He sees all these Marines leave. Yep. Clicks the Observer as well. Let's start guiding, matey. Let's show us how good that guiding is. And just keep on warping in units. Very important to A, stay active with the Stalkers, and B, continue to warp in units. This is where
oh no,
scary. Oh, if he.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay, he's good. Nice.
Blink.
Oh, the stim early. Ooh, I was a little scared for there, but luckily we get a nice blink back. Very nice reaction time from Takuah, and he's got his Observer now on top as well. So yeah, Reevou's gonna have to hightail it out of there. Doesn't want to overstim too much and get stuck on the other side of the map. So nice decision making from both players actually there.
Absolutely. Now with the Colossus on the way, once you get your first Colossus out against a 3-Rex opening, you gotta be feeling really good about life. Reevou, by the way, is perhaps going all out. He's adding Rex 4 and 5 as well of this 2-base setup. But he's never gonna find a window where he will only fight a single Colossus or no Colossus. It will probably be at least 2, perhaps even 3. And even if you pull every single SCV, it's not going to be that good. Stalkers blink into the main base as well. Smurf Takuah is a whole new man. He's looking good, he's looking sharp, he's dialed in. And I feel like very little could potentially go wrong here in game 3.
Yeah, this is looking way better overall for him. He's definitely found his comfort zone, I would say, in this game compared to the last 2. Observer does get killed off by the scan, which is nice from Reevou, so that'll deny a little bit more harassment from him. But I would say the damage is already even done there from that little harassment. Takuah doesn't really even need to find anything else here. He just needs to make sure that he knows when the attack is coming, which currently he does not with that. So unfortunately, he did kind of leave his Stalkers over to the right, way far out. And now what we were saying before, where it seemed like in the other 2 games he just knew about the attacks right as they were hitting him, and this game he was like, oh, he's going to be able to find those really easily now. This time it's kind of coming back again. He's got to get those stalkers back home right away.
Yep, but he did see the army on the bottom left side or center left side with one of his stalkers. A couple of his stalkers have now used blink. Colossus are in the middle of nowhere. They are trying to fight the army, but the army might just YOLO into the natural. And there is still that single pylon. Oh, this is going to be a bit annoying for the Protoss because your stalkers are at the top, Colossus at the bottom. In a straight up fight, I still really like Takuah, his army. His army should be good. The problem is that he's not finding a straight up fight here. He has lost almost every single stalker. In a weird way, it's still fine as long as we start spending our money, get a couple cannons made, cannons, batteries, and use that freaking robo. That man should have 7 Colossus by now.
Yeah, if you're ever afraid, just keep making more. It's okay. I know everyone says the most is you're supposed to make is 3, but you know, just make more. More is better than none. So please, just make more of them. Absolutely. And actually, that kind of, like you're saying, it kind of ended up still being okay for him because the stalkers at least drew the army completely away from the natural. I think if Reevou actually just kind of sent it into the natural, I think he might just be able to win it. But he gets kind of pulled away, and so that gives Takuah a little bit more time to recoup. And now he's got a little bit of a better position here, and he's actually sending the medevacs away, completely away from the army. What is happening here? Uh-oh, a bit of a miss micro here from Reevou as the Colossus are going to get some 6 swipes on this army, and it's melting right in front of him.
Yep, the slow zealots are putting in a numbers. Team Bio looks hopeless. Slow zealots, War Prism in the main as well. Takuah, 2 Colossus, one of them got 16 kills, the other one will be remembered for a long time. Slow Zealots now going ham in the main base of Reevou. This is what big video gaming looks like. We're gonna get a second forge, we're gonna get a Templar Archives, 4 bases, and Slow Zealots finding more damage than I've ever seen Slow Zealots find.
This is pool 4, baby. This is what I signed up for to watch. This is what I'm talking about. We get medevacs boosting away from the army as the fight happens, and Slow Zealots harassing at 9 minutes in the game. This is what I want. Oh, it's so good. I'm so glad to be back here.
We got 7 medevacs. I love how the army ran forward and the medevacs ran away. That was good. Into 2 Colossus next to a battery with Slow Zealots functioning as a really useful meat shield, to be fair. And yeah, that fight had everything. It's like they look very good in some things, and then you look at that fight and you're like, oh, and, you know, that's kind of how my Terran looks. If I haven't played in a while. This is most certainly an attack. What do you think of this attack?
Oh, this is definitely not what you want. Gonna boost on out of there, so luckily keeps track of those. But yeah, this is these games, the longer they get, they just get awesome, and especially PvPs. If you get a long disruptor war PvP in like pool 3, pool 4. Oh my god, it's the greatest entertainment you'll ever have. It's so fun. Great drop over in the natural here from Reevou. Gonna get a lot of probes with a late reaction here from Takuah, but again, a slow zealot warp in the main base is gonna find some SCV damage of his own, and there's again a pretty late reaction here from Reevou, so a decent bit of counter damage. Unfortunately loses the prism, but like you said, I've never seen slow zealots get so much damage done 2 times in a row.
Now we have a tiny drop in the back of the main. That is a slow stalker warp in. Thank the Lord, a couple of zealots with charge have shown up. There are some Marines, Marauders, and a tank on top of the center base. Like, it should be impossible for the Terran to ever win a game like this, but perhaps pool 4 magic can show us that nothing is impossible. Takuah definitely struggling a little bit in dealing with some of these medevacs and dealing with some of these drops. I want to say he should be okay. He is supply block though, so he's not going to be able to warp in any units. Maybe he will just lose a couple probes and then he can warp in units. Yeah, enough of it, Gemini. It's just +2. A very sharp timing. Let's go for it.
It is still a little bit risky though, because the army size of Reevou is actually not bad. He's been macroing pretty well behind this, and so this army, if it's not in the right spot, could actually kind of die here. But I mean, the Colossus also are going to get wiped off the field by this Viking count, and the Zealots are going to get straight.
What? No! Oh my god! What is What are you doing? Takuah, mate! No! No way you would leave there! What is happening? Not like this. That is an Hydra GG if I've ever seen one. People misuse the Hydra GG all the time, but what are we doing?
We're at 4 bases, 70 probes. Oh no, that's just not what you want to see. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh my goodness. Takuah, 4 bases. Up 50
Oh,
workers.
no.
You could lose every single unit there. You'll be alright. You've got money. No, I cannot believe it.
I was literally just about to say too, like at this point, like when this type of situation, when there's like just one drop still on the other side of your map and you just like can't find the warp in to get stalkers underneath it, you just kind of trick yourself into thinking that you're more committed than you would need to be, and that like the drop is doing insane damage, and like you kind of forget that you like, oh my god, I just took a 4th that's fully saturated, and you just like totally just trick yourself out, and you're putting yourself in an all-in position when you can just walk back home and just wait for it. And
the
just
best
kill
thing is
everything.
that he's really not all in at all, right? Like, yeah.
Oh, and I know exactly. Yeah.
All the fight. Oh, I cannot believe it, man.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh my.
Well,
goodness.
if there's one thing, it looks like Takuah is trying to get ahead early to deny all these allegations of smurfing. So wants to get his foot in the door nice and early before the season officially starts and say, hey, no more of that. I'm where I belong.
I think Smurf Takuah officially prioritizes the main All Things Protoss League over the Big Brain Bouts. Because this was next level sandbagging. He's like, see guys, even with money on the line, I can't really beat these guys, winky face. I put my money on him going 12-0 this season, as long as he doesn't leave any games that he has already won. I've seen a lot of things, mate, on the Friday night, but I don't think I've ever seen that. That was just... oh my.
Well, that's entertainment in its own way, I guess. So, you know, well.
Definitely entertaining, but
Sometimes
also
that's what
sad.
Q4 gives you too.
Takuah should have been able to win at least some of these games, and no 3-0s is fun. B, I think he has the skills to potentially win the entire series. And 3, like game 1, I think he should have tried. Game 2, he absolutely should have tried. And game 3 is like, mate, we're still winning. Why are we leaving? Oh, that's so sad. Well, gamers.
Oh well, yeah, that's definitely just one of those games, as they say.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Very, very
Anyways.
unlucky. Oh.
Yep.
All right, Gemini. I believe that the plan was for you to do 1, but if you want to stick around a little bit more, that's also fine. Whatever you and Bully want. This is kind of like your night. I'm just here to yap along, and obviously happy to put up the prize pool together with Basilisk. But it really is like an all things Protoss night. So you let me know what you want to do, and I'll follow the lead.
For sure. Yeah, that one did kind of go a little bit quickly, and before, it's not too super late, so maybe I could stick around for just one more game here. However, I'm saying that, and I do have to preface that the next match is Goblin versus Anticore, and when I say that I'll stay for one more game, that means that I could be here for 3 more hours.
Yeah, that Goblin Terran.
Yeah, so just a little backstory with that one. These guys played twice last season in the ATL, and both of their series lasted. But this is a best of 2 series, by the way. Both of their best of 2 series lasted at least 2 hours long. It was ridiculous. It was literally every game was a 50-minute just turtle fest of just anti-core, suiciding insane amounts of Zerg units, and then Goblin never realizing that he could walk across the map. So. Yeah, so I say I'll stay for one more game. However, I think future me might regret that, but I'm down to stick for one more.
All right, let's do it. I'll take a little break. We'll get the videos going, we'll get the lobbies going. By the time that I come back, I'll do the next game with you, and then after that, you can always swap out, and then Bully will take your spot. And
for sure, sounds
good. All right, take 2 minutes, mate. Grab yourself something, a little late night water before you go to. What time is it in Korea? Is it 2 a.m. for you? Or?
It is 2:40 a.m. That is correct.
Yeah, so you might really regret it if this turns into a 45-minute Sunset Tower festival.
I mean, to be fair, I go to bed pretty late no matter what anyways. I'm a DGen. I'm full DGen hours, so okay. I know what I'm getting myself into.
All right, mate, all good. I'll take a little break, and I'll see you soon.
For sure. See ya.